Good morning out there. I am excited that you guys are going to be here today. I've got a great story for you. But before we get to that, we'll let a few people get on. But we are having, for our Fort Worth, Tarrant County agents, we are hosting a class, The Truth About the VA Home Loan, on Thursday. So you might be able to sign up for that. We still have a few spots left. We got to have a good head count for food and what have you. But 10 to noon, Colonial Country Club in Fort Worth. We're going to serve lunch afterwards and have a good time. Got some great veteran business owners, sponsors, some great friends of mine here in the DFW Metroplex that have been gracious with their time and want to come and share with you and how we can help their businesses as well. So it's going to be a good time. But if you want to sign up for that, just shoot me a direct message, comment on this, and we'll get with you and get you the link so we can get you signed up and make sure we have food there for everyone. So it'll be a good time. But today I want to chat with you about a surviving spouse and a particular story, and I'm going to share with you here in just a few minutes. But surviving spouses to me are national treasures. I have had the honor and the privilege of helping quite a few surviving spouses throughout my career, World War II surviving spouses, which the stories are fantastic. Korean War surviving spouses, even up to now with the current conflicts in Afghanistan and Iraq, Gulf War. And what I hope for people who, when you hear what I'm about to tell you, I hope that for those of you that are in the mortgage and in the real estate industries, truly understand the importance of understanding what surviving spouses have to go through to get benefits and how we use those, and the importance of understanding that and being able to connect them with the right people, because you're going to hear when I tell you the story that not all real estate and mortgage people are built the same. Okay. We're not. And that's not good or bad. It is just a fact. And part of the issues that we see with this is that people just don't educate themselves. And you've heard me say a million times, education wins every time, and it does, especially in situations like this. So there was some issues with, her qualifications and surviving spouse benefits, and also just the confusion of down payments, which are basic things to me and those of us who spend time educating ourselves and other people about this benefit. And so we were on vacation in Florida last week, and I got a phone call from my friend Will Harris, who is an Army veteran, retired Army, right here in DFW, become a good friend. And he calls me and starts telling me the story. And this surviving spouse, who happens to be active duty, who got PCS'd here to work in the Dallas Fort Worth Recruiting Command. And she got pre-approved through the Rocket, and the agent that was helping them were, God, how should I put it? were ignorant to the process. Okay. And they couldn't figure out how to pull a surviving spouse COE to show that she would be exempt from the funding fee. She's in receipt of DIC, which is the dependent indemnity compensation that surviving spouses are entitled to based on that benefit. And they kept telling her that she didn't have enough entitlement, which she didn't. She owns a home. She was going to keep it. And the difference between the sales price that she wanted and her remaining entitlement was about $79,000. And they told her that she had to come up with all $79,000 as the down payment. So that's number one. On the real estate side, they kept telling her in order for her to buy this home that she went under contract on, and the listing of it was open door offer pad, I think, barf. They kept telling her that in order for her to buy this home, she had to pay for the repairs that needed to be done prior to closing. Now, I have done that in the past, but that's a very one-off conversation. That's a group conversation. And there's nothing that says that you have to, just that you can. And so she felt forced to be able to do this, to close in this home. Then on top of that, the agent that she chose goes on vacation and goes MIA, leaving her with a transaction coordinator who knows little to nothing about this process, how it works, minimum property requirements, anything. Because the people on the OfferPad side, well, they're idiots. They don't know anything either, especially about this particular process. And so Will had asked me to reach out to her, and I did. And we talked for quite a while about what she was going through. Number one, because that was her main concern, that she PCS'd here. She's living in a hotel with her kids and a dog, and is supposed to be buying a home with people who know what they're doing, and none of them do. Okay, so that's the business side of the stress. She's in the recruiting command, and if any of y'all know anything about that, that's a very high stress situation, man. You got to make mission, period, and whatever it takes. So that's stress. She's trying to get her kids started in school. That's stress. She's living in a freaking dinky hotel room. That's stress. And all without her husband, who was killed in the line of duty not too long ago. And so as we're talking and having this conversation, I want you to try to put yourself in her shoes for a second. And that she's going through all these things. She's got people telling her all these different things and all this crap that she doesn't know is crap, but she feels something's off, right? It's just her natural instinct. And so as we're talking about those things, and we talk about personal things. And that's okay. You know, we get into these things about her kids and starting school and the stresses that she's under. And she's going home at night and researching her own information about this process because nobody's given her the truth. She's going home at midnight and staying up till midnight or past that, Googling information because the people who are supposed to be helping her have her best interest in mind don't know shit. And as we're talking through these things, I'm infuriated for her on the inside. I'm trying to remain calm on the outside. And those of you who know me, when I get a little animated, so I'm trying to keep that. She doesn't know me very well, so I'm trying to keep that to a minimum. And then she starts talking about her husband, and she starts talking about she's trying to do all this without her husband being present. And we start talking about that and how I'm trying to take some things off of her plate so she can focus on her kids. And I'm sure the healing process of losing her husband. And she starts crying. I start crying. And again, that is not typically something I do because it's just that emotional. And as I think about it now, it's still emotional for me because I'm trying to put myself in her shoes. And those professionals out there on the real estate and the lending side who are supposed to know these things are not taking care of her. So she can take care of her kids and get them in school and find a place for them to live. And that is completely and totally blows my mind. So for those of you that are out there that are watching this, that are in the real estate industry, that are in the mortgage industry, you have to be better for her. You have to know the ins and outs of all this. Not for yourself, for her and people like her. That's your job. You need to do it. You need to be better and do better for people like her. And as we're walking through this and I'm talking to her, it's just killing me on the inside. And here's what I told her. Is that my job is to do everything we can possibly do to take the things that we can control off of her plate, keep her informed of what's going on in the process, but let her focus on her job and her kids and the healing process of losing her husband. That's my job, and I'm going to do it come hell or high water. And Jillian and Laura both know that. They're both military spouses. They understand the importance of what we do here. And I'm not saying those other people are bad people, but in this particular situation, they absolutely suck. Sounds like to me they're only concerned about them, not her. And that is not going to work. So my coach to people who are going to listen to this, if you don't understand the surviving spouse situation and what it requires to get a COE for a surviving spouse, and in the state of Texas, that's huge because she's exempt from property taxes, saves her a ton of money, especially on a $500,000 home. Okay. So financially, it's a huge thing. You need to be better. If you need help, send me a text. I will send you the information. Study it inside and out, because you never know when you're going to run across these people. And they deserve the best of what we have to offer, because in situations like this, she's earned the right to the experience, and a great experience. And I know for a fact that Will give that to her and his team, because him and his wife are amazing, and the teammates that they have are amazing. And that's the alignment part of it. And that's where he and I align the most, because we know it's not about us, it's about them. And that on my side, I know that our team will perform flawlessly. And that's what she deserves. And I told her that if she needed anything at all, vent, not even business related, my phone's always on, because she deserves that. She needs a support system, and we're going to give it to her. Period. So if you're out there and you're in these industries, please do your homework. Please research it. Like I said, if you need help, let me know, and I would be glad to help you, because they deserve better from us. So that is my story for today. I hope that you got something out of it. If you have questions on the surviving spouse, let me know. I will gladly help you. And again, if you're in Fort Worth, class Thursday, 10 to noon, the Colonial Country Club, you're going to love it. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Hope to see all of you there who are already signed up. Till next time, we'll see you soon.